Breaking news! The buzz around the Baltimore Ravens is reaching a whole new level, and it all starts with a name that's got fans talking, Nate Wiggins. There's controversy, there's excitement, and there's no doubt about it. This young cornerback is at the center of one of the biggest storylines heading into the season. The question isn't whether Nate Wiggins can play. We already know that. The question is, can he make the leap from promising rookie to full-blown star? But before we move on, make sure you hit that like button if you're a true Ravens fan. It's always amazing to see fans of all ages supporting this team. And if you feel like it, comment, "Go Ravens." Let's show the world how strong this flock is. So, here's what's causing all the buzz. The Athletic just listed Nate Wiggins as the Ravens' biggest breakout candidate for this season, and honestly, it's hard to argue. Let's break down why. During his rookie year, Wiggins allowed just 31 receptions on 62 targets, holding opposing quarterbacks to a 66.7 passer rating when throwing his way. That's not just solid, it's elite, especially for a rookie who played 68% of Baltimore's defensive snaps. And let's be clear, that number is going way up this year. Last season, the Ravens eased him in, letting him grow into his role. But now, there's no more holding back. This is the year Nate Wiggins takes on full responsibility in the secondary, and all signs point to him embracing that challenge. Now, here's where it gets even more exciting. Wiggins spent the offseason putting in serious work, adding around 10 pounds of muscle. That's huge for a player who already proved he could tackle well despite having a slimmer frame last season. And it's not just about size. He's got a deeper understanding of the Ravens' defensive system now. Last year, he was still adjusting to the speed of the NFL, which is a massive jump from college ball. But the way he adapted, the way he kept his composure as a first-round pick with heavy expectations, it showed us that this kid is built for big moments. But let's talk about the one glaring thing he has to fix, the dropped interceptions. As good as he was, Wiggins left a lot of plays on the field simply because he couldn't hang onto the ball. If he had secured even half of those near picks, we might be talking about him as the defensive rookie of the year right now. That's how close he was to taking his game from great to dominant. And you can bet he knows it. This season, those opportunities can't slip away. The Ravens organization clearly believes in him, labeling him as a player with star potential. And honestly, can anyone argue? He's already proven he can lock down receivers. He's shown he can tackle. And now, with more muscle and more confidence in the system, the sky's the limit. But here's where the debate begins. We've seen plenty of players have a great rookie year only to plateau or even regress when teams start targeting them more aggressively. This year, Wiggins isn't sneaking up on anyone. He's going to be tested. Opposing quarterbacks will try to exploit him, push him, and force him to prove that last season wasn't just a fluke. That's exactly where things get really interesting, because all signs point to Nate Wiggins not just surviving that pressure, but thriving under it. The Ravens didn't draft him in the first round just to be another name in the secondary. They drafted him to be a difference maker, and the way he responded as a rookie suggests he's ready to take that next step. Adding 10 pounds of muscle isn't just about looking stronger. It's about winning those one-on-one battles against physical receivers, shedding blocks faster and run support, and finishing plays he barely missed last year. And those dropped interceptions? Wiggins himself has reportedly been working tirelessly to improve his hands, because he knows that turning breakups into takeaways could be the difference between being a solid starter and a legitimate star in this league. But let's not overlook how the Ravens' defensive structure sets him up for success. With Marlon Humphrey, Jamarcus Alexander, and a stacked safety group headlined by Hamilton and Malachi Starks, Wiggins won't always be facing an offense's top threat. That gives Baltimore flexibility. Coordinator Mike McDonald can rotate coverages, disguise blitzes, and put Wiggins in positions where his speed and instincts shine. And here's something people aren't talking enough about. Wiggins is going to be even more aggressive this season because he doesn't have to second-guess the scheme anymore. He knows the playbook, he knows what's expected, and that confidence is going to show. Now, while Wiggins is clearly the headline name, the Ravens as a whole are shaping up to be scary on both sides of the ball. Fans are already buzzing about the defense, Roquan Smith and Trenton Simpson at linebacker, Justin Matabike anchoring the defensive line, and a pass rush rotation featuring Odefola, Kyle Van Noy, and David Ohabo. James from Iowa said it best in his message, "This defense looks stacked, and when you combine that with Wiggins potentially becoming a ball-hawking corner, this could be one of the best secondaries in football." Offensively, there's still talk among fans about adding a guard to solidify the line. Brandon Scherf's name has been floated as a possible target, and it makes sense. A veteran who played every snap last year with just 2 penalties would be a perfect fit for a team trying to give Lamar Jackson the clean pocket he needs. The offensive pieces are already there. Zay Flowers, Mark Andrews, Rashad Bateman, and Derrick Henry in the backfield. But the offensive line will make or break this unit in January. And speaking of moves, there's been chatter about whether Baltimore might add anyone big before or during the season. Some fans are dreaming of names like Jadeveon Clowney, Justin Simmons, or Scherf, and honestly, those aren't crazy ideas. Cap space and timing would be factors, of course, but Eric DeCosta has shown before that he's not afraid to pull the trigger if the right opportunity comes along. Because that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Can Nate Wiggins go from being a promising young corner to someone offenses actively fear throwing at? And that's not just hype talk. This is a real discussion for a team that's built to contend for a Super Bowl right now. If Wiggins becomes that guy, the one quarterbacks look at pre-snap and decide, nope, not going his way. It changes everything for this defense. It means Marlon Humphrey gets more freedom to move around. It means Kyle Hamilton can be unleashed even more as a hybrid weapon. And it means the pass rush gets extra time to hit home because coverage on the back end will be airtight. And let's not forget, Wiggins already showed flashes of being that player last year. He was sticky in coverage, rarely got beat deep, and turned his head around on most contested throws, which is something a lot of young corners struggle with. His tackling was surprisingly solid too, especially for a player with a lighter frame coming out of college. That's why the added 10 pounds this offseason is such a big deal. It's not just for looks, it's for finishing tackles with authority and holding up against the run game when teams try to test his side of the field. Now, think about this scenario for a second. If Wiggins turns those dropped interceptions into takeaways, this Ravens defense goes from great to potentially historic. Imagine Lamar Jackson getting the ball back 2, 3, even 4 extra times a game because of defensive turnovers. Imagine Derrick Henry pounding tired defenses in the second half because Baltimore is winning the time of possession battle. That's how big of an impact one player's leap can have on an entire team. But here's where the discussion gets even deeper. A lot of fans are still talking about whether Eric DeCosta should keep adding pieces, especially along the offensive line. Brandon Scherf remains the dream pick for some fans, and with the injury to Emory Jones and the questions around Ben Cleveland, that's not a crazy suggestion. Lamar Jackson is entering this season with maybe the best supporting cast of his career, but no quarterback can thrive if he's running for his life. Adding one more rock-solid veteran guard could be the final piece that turns this offense into an unstoppable machine. And what about the trade deadline? Could the Ravens make a splash mid-season? A superstar move seems unlikely due to cap space, but DeCosta has surprised us before. A veteran pass rusher, an offensive lineman, or even another rotational defensive back aren't out of the question depending on how the first half of the season plays out. The window to win is now, and you can feel it. The fan base knows it, the players know it, and Lamar Jackson has already said it himself. They're coming with a vengeance. So here's what I want to know from you. Do you believe Nate Wiggins will take that leap and become the breakout star this defense needs? And if the Ravens were to make just one more addition before the season kicks off, would you prefer it be a veteran guard to protect Lamar or another defensive weapon to make this unit even scarier? Drop your thoughts below. I can't wait to hear what you think. But before you go, make sure you hit that like button if you love this kind of Ravens talk, and subscribe if you haven't already because we've got plenty more coming your way. Check out the videos on your screen right now, because if you're a true Ravens fan, you won't want to miss what's next.